Hello, welcome to Roy's Book Reviews. Today I am going to discuss the novel Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben. Fool Me Once was my second Harlan Coben book, the first one being Just One Look. I guess he, like myself, likes three-word titles. I noted in my review written on Goodreads for Just One Look that its infectious page-turner style of prose will be mistaken by no one for literary flair. Strictly meat and potatoes. This writing style effectively accomplishes the goal of all mystery books, to make readers extremely curious about who done it and why they done it. As I have found to be the case with quite a few mysteries that I've read over the years, the grand finale portion where all or most of the puzzle gets solved and the culprits are revealed was a bit underwhelming, at least in my opinion. The explanation section at the end of Just One Look is so choppy and convoluted and hole-punched that I stopped caring halfway through it. In other words, I raced to the end only to find myself somewhat dissatisfied by the destination. Nevertheless, I will be sure to give another Harlan Coben book a shot because he is excellent at leaving a trail of crumbs for readers to eagerly devour. And that's what we read mystery novels for, the thrill of the blind chase. Now here I am, having kept my promise to read another Harlan Coben book. So I am reviewing Fool Me Once, not Just One Look, but what I have to say about one is largely what I have to say about the other. Pretty much identical opinions of these two books, even though the storylines are considerably different from each other. I guess Harlan Coben is a pretty consistent writer, and his books definitely have me kind of chomping at the bit to find out where this thing is going to go. I also watched a Netflix series based on, I don't know if it's based on a Harlan Coben novel or if it's something that was written, to be on television. But I also got sucked into that immediately. I think the name of it is Safe. Anyway, it was pretty good. I do recommend it. Where did I leave off? I'm reading from the words I wrote in my review at Goodreads, as I usually do in these reviews. I will say that the ending of Fool Me Once, where everything gets explained, was not as convoluted as I found to be the case in the previous Harlan Coben novel that I read. This isn't to say that there are not a great deal of twists and turns along the way, because that's the same from one story to the other. But the summation of how we got from beginning of the mystery to its end was easy enough for me to follow in Fool Me Once. I was hooked on the premise right from the get-go, from the back cover copy. And from reading that, you can see that you learn that a woman named Maya has seen her husband playing with their daughter on a video filmed by a nanny cam. But the problem with that is that her husband was murdered a couple weeks earlier, prior to acquisition of the nanny cam. So that was a pretty intriguing premise to me. Like, okay, what's going on? Either this guy is not dead and he has been pretending to be dead, but he also wanted to visit his daughter and he got caught, or someone is messing with this woman's head and making her think that her husband is still alive, even though he is not. So that's basically where we start off from page one, and you're like, okay, so let's find out what the deal is. I wanted to find out, and I flew through this book's pages to reach the final ones where all is revealed, knowing that, quite possibly I might be a little bit underwhelmed by what I found. Maya, the book's protagonist, is as tough and badass a protagonist as they come. She's a combat veteran who is tortured by demons that she doesn't let get in the way of kicking ass as the need arises. She doesn't even allow being the mother of a young child to soften her rough edges. Such qualities typically are given to male characters, so it's a welcome feminist change of pace for the relentless hero to be a woman for a change. The two Harlan Coben books I've read to date have had entirely different plots and bring us into entirely different worlds. In this one, we encounter cops and soldiers and the uber-rich and guns for hire and a fancy prep school administrator and high-profile whistleblower determined to reveal unearthed truths and let them steamroll whoever is in the way. But when all is said and done, it was the similarity of reading experiences from one Harlan Coben novel to the next that most struck me. He is very good at what he does. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so he doesn't try. Instead, he just gives readers one edge-of-your-seat, suspenseful thriller after another. If that's what you're looking for, I do recommend you give in Harlan Coben books a shot. Whether it's this one, Fool Me Once, or it's Just One Look, or it's any of his other books, I think you'll probably find, as I have found so far, that there's consistency to them, and he gives you what you're looking for in a good mystery, which is an intriguing riddle to solve, and then clues let out in a way that you eagerly devour to find out, in the end, what in the world is going on, why is it going on. I don't read mysteries all the time, but I do love mysteries, and I know at least once or twice a year, it's like, all right, it's time for me to dive into one. I want to go into a story where I have no idea where this is going to go, as opposed to literary novels and books in other genres where it's not about figuring out, how something got done, but it's just more about the experience of being with the set of characters as they deal with whatever set of circumstances the author has put them in. So sometimes I feel like having no idea where this thing is going, and sometimes I want to know where it's going, but just enjoying the trip. Whatever type of book you like to read, or perhaps like myself, you like to mix things up a bit, you can't go wrong with a good book. So as always, happy reading, and I will now, I think, film another one of these videos for you to get to, hopefully, someday in the not too distant future.